Live stream, everyone. I hope you're enjoying your wonderful day today. This is going to be just a quick live stream, first time on Riverside, so I hope all of you are enjoying this. I wanted to talk about a couple things that have been really interesting that have been happening in Canada. The first is the politics and our state of politics today. I'm finding that not only is it politically polarizing, but I wonder if our politicians are contributing to it as much as they'd like to believe that it's not them, it's like the people doing that. I don't think that's the case. I think in many cases, they're the ones contributing to it, and as a result, they're getting a lot of hecklers. So here's a perfect example. This is what happened today with Jagmeet Singh. So take a look here.
Developing news here at home, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh has a verbal altercation with someone on Parliament Hill today. The NDP leader had just finished an event and was walking outside when someone called him a name.
You voted non-confident tonight if it came up? Corrupted bastard. Want to say something? What? Want to say something? Say nothing? What does it mean? That? You got something to say?
I didn't say corrupted bastard, but I
said. Is that what you said?
No, I did not say that.
Who said it?
Somebody behind me said that.
Was it me? Was it you? No. You sure? If it was me, I'd admit it, buddy. Was it you or not? If it was me, I'd admit it. What'd you say then? I didn't say nothing. It wasn't me. It was a gentleman behind me, I guess. Who is it then? Point it out. I have no idea who it was, buddy. My word. You sure it's not you? No. 100%. You're a coward. You're not going to say it to my face. That's what's up. Say what? If I said something like that to you, I'd admit it. All right.
Very interesting. Got super heated there. What I found interesting about that is like it is very much a Canadian heckler situation. You know, like Jagmeet Singh confronted the individual and was quite pleasant with them after the case. So interesting to see that as well. But I think in many ways, you know, it is the state of affairs that we have in Canada when it comes to how things are happening now. I think that politicians, as much as they don't want to say this, they are contributing to this hostile environment. Now, I don't want to just kind of rail on Jagmeet Singh because I can't imagine what it's like to be a politician. Everywhere you go, someone is criticizing you for something that you've said. And also being on the front lines of your politics. You know, it's one thing to, you know, have your political views and to then go home to your family and, you know, be a private citizen. But for our politicians, their life is in the public, and that includes their views. Now, a couple things. I don't want to give Jagmeet Singh a free pass here either, because I do think that our politicians have been contributing to a very politically polarizing and toxic environment. You know, when Trudeau was talking to that steelworker in, I think it was Sault Ste. Marie, um, I found Trudeau to be quite dismissive of what that person had to say. So I want you to watch this and listen for yourself what you think about Trudeau's feedback. Give me 1 second. Let's get this up. This was
Hey, I'm fine. It's just one of
Well, we got donuts over here if you want to thank you for your hard work.
I can bring some for my kids here.
Okay. The 25% tariffs we just brought in on Chinese steels can help you out.
That's going to keep my job.
Yeah.
What about the 40% taxes I'm paying, and I don't have a doctor?
The $400 million in invest in the card means you're going to have a job.
I think you're only here for another year. We won't see you around probably another year.
That's what elections are for.
That's right.
And I look forward to everyone exercising the right to vote.
Yep.
Basic choice. We're going to invest in you and your job.
I don't believe you for a second.
Dental care? Do you know anyone who got dental care?
Yeah, I pay for it myself.
Okay.
We're like 3 years behind.
You have a job and coverage?
Yeah,
but we
four
got
people
seniors.
in my family.
We got
Every time we go for a dental visit, it's costing me about $50 in my pocket per person.
Okay.
Why? I have a good job. you're not really doing anything for us, Justin.
Well, actually, we just invested so 500,000 people who haven't been to the dentist got to go to the dentist over the past few
Probably
months.
like my neighbor that doesn't go to work because she's lazy.
You know what?
Doesn't go to work. She lives the same
Most
life I do.
Canadians try to stick up for each other.
You see, like right there.
Good luck and prepare your family,
No,
sir.
no, I'm good. Thank you.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Have a good day, sir.
I mean, at least they said have a nice day to each other. But, there was a perfect example where I found that he could have been a little bit more understanding of that person's, I hate to say lived experience, but that person's experience in what they're experiencing in their day-to-day life. The reality is that steelworker was saying, hey, listen, I'm 3 years behind on my payments to my dentist because I can't afford it. And he mentioned 4 people in his family. It's like he can't afford the amount of people that he has to support. And he has a good job and he's falling behind. And Trudeau instead talked about these big programs that don't touch that person. $400 million here and dental care for low-income families. And when the steelworker said, hey, oh, so you're supporting people like my neighbor who's unemployed and is getting all these benefits. Justin Trudeau doesn't acknowledge that. He says, well, here in Canada, we like to take care of each other. Right there, like just saying that to somebody who has really poured themselves out to you and saying like, hey, by the way, like we are really struggling here. When Trudeau has that kind of condescending attitude towards people who are really struggling, that contributes to the toxicity, the toxic environment that many Canadians find themselves in. And they don't want to they don't want to be thought of in that way. But I think our politicians are very much contributing to the environment in which we find ourselves in when it comes to our politics. And so when it comes to Jagmeet Singh being heckled, when it comes to the steelworker telling Trudeau, what he's really going through, what it's saying to our politicians is, by the way, there's real hurt out there. There's real hurt in our communities. And there's 2 ways you can go about recognizing that hurt. You can recognize it openly and say, yep, I hear you. We're on it. Or you can double down and say, um, kind of reiterate political platitudes that don't resonate at all, that are more ideological than pragmatic, and are not at all recognizing that people need to be listened to as well. And, there's a lot of psychological research on this. I'm just going to end on this by saying there's a ton of psychological research about when someone doesn't feel heard, what happens. And what happens most times is when someone doesn't feel heard, they automatically just completely tune out. They don't want to be part of something. They don't want to be um, involved anymore. And they feel like their voices don't matter. So what do? They retrench. They go back, they talk to people who are like-minded. They don't engage in politics. There's been a decline in civic engagement in politics over the past 30 years. Um, they don't want to engage on a professional level, on let's find a solution level. They're more likely to engage on a you guys don't know what you're talking about, and I'm going to make everyone know how stupid you all are kind of level. And that's just not good and healthy for our democracy. So I think in many ways, our politicians are contributing to the toxicity of the political environment we find ourselves in. And I'm hopeful that more politicians will take heed of this and be less ideologically driven in their approach to public policy. But I'd love to know what you think. So let me know in the comments below. Do you think that our politicians are contributing to political polarization? Seems like an obvious answer, but there are some clear examples I provided where politicians, I think, have gone a bit too far. Let me know in the comment section below. First live stream on Riverside. So leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what you think.